Being religious is natural, spontaneous, and instinct. It is not necessary to follow a particular religion to be religious. One can be originally, actually, really religious even without following a particular religious pattern or system of behavior. Because being religious is our original nature. We are divine by our very nature. Divine means we are natural. Therefore, to be religious naturally is to be religious spontaneously and indeliberately. Being religious by following a particular religion is artificial, deliberate, based on thinking of what one has heard or seen or one has been taught by the religion. Natural religiousness is spontaneous. And as I mentioned, indeliberate. It is really being natural. That means we are made by the nature and we become one with the nature by being religious. Nature has no self-center, individual self-center, and no deliberation. In nature, things happen naturally. Therefore, when we are religious naturally, you become naturally natural. Nature is benevolent. It is the nature that creates and sustains us. Therefore, in theistic religions, nature is identified as a creator God that loves us. For example, the Bible says, God is love. The creator God is called love. Even in Hinduism, where the creator God is identified as Brahma, the most sublime behavior is called Brahmacharya. Even the Buddha, in number of instances, for example, in the Sugata Vinaya Sutta, says that all Buddhas, means all enlightened ones, speak of or preach nothing but the sublime behavior called Brahmacharya. Brahma, the original meaning is sublime, excellent, noble, good. Therefore, at the time of the Buddha, the creator God called Brahma was named Brahma because his behavior was the most sublime behavior that the North Indians believed at that time. Therefore, anybody's sublime behavior is called brahmacharya. It is this sublime behavior, that is the natural behavior, spontaneous behavior, that enlightens one. The path to enlightenment is nothing but the noble sublime behavior. That behavior based on love in the Western sense. Buddha referred to 4 aspects of the sublime behavior called metta, karuna, mudita, upekha. Although there are 4 aspects, they are 4 aspects of the same phenomenon. Metta means mittata, that is friendliness. In Sanskrit it is called maitri, being friendly. In the Maharahulada Sutta, Buddha explained that metta is the absence of anger, resentment. Therefore, he advised his own son Rahula, Samanera, Reverend Rahula, that when you practice metta, loving kindness or friendliness, your anger will vanish. Vyapado pahiyisati, those are the words used by Buddha. The other aspect is karuna, translated in English as compassion. When you practice compassion, when you develop compassion, your ill will to hurt others will vanish. Then the third aspect is called in Pali mudita. When you practice mudita, you become alert, attentive in doing good, without being lethargic, without getting fed up, being good. That means you really enjoy being good. And that is called intrinsic joy, because it is a joy without a self-center, as it happens automatically. Then the fourth aspect of the sublime behavior is called upekha. Buddha explained that to the noise, Reverend Rahula, when you practice upekha, all conflicts and friction will vanish. Patigo pahiyasati. And these 4 aspects show the nature of the sublime behavior of Brahma and anybody following the sublime behavior of the nature. Before the Buddha and even during the time of the Buddha, those who believed in Mahabrahma, modern Hinduism, refer to 5 aspects of the sublime behavior of Brahma. First is aparighao, is mental, non-attached, not prejudiced by likes, no attachment, detached from all attachments. The second is avyapada chitta. His mind is free from anger, no resentment. Then third aspect is avero chitta. No idea of taking any revenge, strong ill will, free from strong ill will towards others. Then the fourth aspect is referred to as asankirito chitto. Asankirito, pure mind, undefiled mind, free of mental defilements, the mind. Then the fifth is it, vasavatti, mind with self-control. The difference between the Brahma mind and the enlightened mind is, Brahma mind is self-control, discipline. In Pali they are called seka, they are discipline. Their bad nature is control. That means no bad nature crops up in the mind because it is under complete control. Through the meditation called tranquility meditation, in Pali it is called samatha bhavana. Enlightenment means complete eradication of all mental defilements, the entire evil nature of the mind, the purest form of the original mind. In the Anguttara Nikaya, Buddha mentioned our original mind is pure. His words he used in a metaphorical sense. Pabasar midam bhikkhave chittang. It is resplendent, bright. Bright means very, very intelligent. Very, very intelligent, very, very sensitive. Being sensitive means doing nothing bad. Sensitivity is the basis of all our virtues. Therefore, sensitive mind is a perfectly virtuous mind. Brilliant mind, resplendent mind. In the Bible, God is called light. For example, in Matthew's section of the Bible, he said, God is light. And also, it is mentioned in the first letter of John, God is love, in the first letter of Jude, in part 1, paragraph 1, 8th sentence. God is love. And God is light in section 1, paragraph 6. God is light. Light and love are one and the same thing. Light means resplendent, pabasara, free of all evil nature. Through tranquility meditation, our evil nature can be suppressed, not coming up. The mind is pure. But sediment may be there in the bottom of the mind. Enlightened mind means the mind that is completely devoid of all sediments of the evil nature. That is the nature, the basic nature of the nature. Because the nature has no self-center. Nature is unselfish. The basis of pure love is unselfishness. The basis of religiousness is unselfishness. Unselfish means benevolent to all, inclusive of oneself. Therefore, being religious is being benevolent to oneself as well as to others. That is our natural nature. The nature creates us and sustains us through love. Looks after like a parent. That is why nature is identified as a father. Father is indiscriminate. The nature is indiscriminate. For example, in the Bible, for example, in Matthew, in chapter 6, para 45, you see, the Father in heaven make sunshine on both bad and the good people alike, and gives rain to those who do good and to those who do evil. That means pure love. Pure love is unconditional love. We love the good people and we hate the bad people. That means our love is dependent on conditions. Religiousness is unconditional. Religious love is unconditional love. That is why the Bible says, love thy enemies. Love enemies. As mentioned in St. John's Bible, God is love, and in Matthew's, and for example, in the Sermon of Mount, it is said, in the Matthew chapter or section 6, para 44, love your enemies. And after that you get in para 45, Father in heavens, make his sun shine on bad and good people alike, indiscriminate. Therefore, being religious is unconditionally benevolent, good, and full of love, like the nature. We become conditional in our good nature when there is a self-center. The self wants to be good and to do good and to get the favor from the Father in heaven or gods, or do good to be enlightened with a motive. Being religious is doing things good without any particular motive, without a selfish motive, naturally, spontaneously, and not intentionally but unintentionally. That's why it is called naturally. It means being religious is not confined to a particular religion. In fact, being religious according to a certain pattern of behavior dictated by religion may turn into an evil nature. In the history, there are so many religious conflicts, wars, utterly destructive, showing how being confined to religion, following a certain religious pattern, can be very dangerous to oneself as well as to others. But being religious naturally is really benevolent, indiscriminately, unconditionally. Our inner nature is that purity. Enlightenment means reaching that particular purity. As I mentioned earlier, Buddha said in the Anguttara Nikaya, Pabhassaramidam bhikkhave chittang, our original mind is bright, intelligent, resplendent, pure, unblemished, undefiled. That is our original nature of our mind. Enlightenment means reaching that nature. That means being natural, naturalization. Religiousness is the outcome of the real naturalization. That is unselfish, unconditional, benevolent, full of love, kindness, compassion to all beings unconditionally. For that, it is not necessary to follow a particular religious pattern, a particular system of teachings. It is our original, natural, instinctive state of mind that is religious, and that can get opened up by enlightenment.